Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm sitting with a number of packages in front of me, packages that I sent myself from Spiel 2015. And I thought maybe today I'd just give a little bit of advice for people who plan to attend Spiel, what they need to do if they're going to get stuff home, which they probably want to do. You don't just want to leave it in Essen, I assume. How does this work? Let me start by saying you do not have to ship games home to you, of course, if they fit in your suitcase, but there's also tricks to making them fit in your suitcase just as you would fit them into a package that's shipped to you on the way home. First step, of course, I recommend fill all the extra space you can with gummies and Ritter Sport. Okay, that's not essential, but if you can do it, then do it. I have not looked through these yet since I received them, so I don't exactly remember how I packed everything, but I can still share some lessons. First off, okay, you're going to have a lot of square boxes, and what you're trying to do is nest as many boxes inside other boxes as you can, just to avoid losing all your space to empty air. Okay, it's a constant battle when you're trying to get things in your luggage between space, right, volume and mass, or volume and weight, really. You have a 23 kilo limit on your luggage shipped out of Essen, and of course you have whatever suitcases you want to bring with you. And if you are charged extra per suitcase, then of course there's charges there. Your charges for violating weight. So you got to get everything in there. This magical combination where it all fits in your suitcase and is at 23 kilos. So naturally you should have a luggage scale, but the big issue is trying to get things inside other things. All right, it's a game in itself. So Civilizations here, all right, it's a decent sized box, so you can judge from the size of my hand. However, when you actually open this to begin with, well, it had a quad-fold or maybe a two-fold board, and it had some cards in this plastic insert, and that was it. All right, the actual components here would have fit about this tall and with all this other space. Now, when I first started attending Spiel, what I would do is I would, this was 2004, I would lift up the inserts and I'd find out what fit underneath all the inserts and I'd put the insert back in and put everything back in. Okay, that sort of worked. But as time has gone on, I've just gotten rid of the insert completely. Right? What do I need with a plastic insert in here when I can get this down? If I don't like the game, I'm not going to keep it. So I'll sell it off and just discount it for not having an insert. Who cares? If I do like it a lot and want to keep it, I'll probably cut the box down to save space. So what do we have here? I have some cards, promotional material for games, email addresses I may need to contact publisher, spare copy of the game along with the game on fire. We have some key market promo tiles. One of the few things I actually picked up for other people. Another Amigo game, which had decent recommendations. We have Star Realms, the new Star Realms Colony Wars. Got a pack. Emboscada, Brazilian or Portuguese version of Suspense by Daniel Solis. Lives near me. Tiny game, Tofu Kingdom. What all fits in here? Oh, hey, this is actually something from Civilizations. Let's put this to the side for a moment. Got extra cards for Among the Stars, replacement cards. Again, one thing I picked up for someone else. We have, what is this? Oh, let's put this aside for the moment. All right, cards for Civilization. There we go. This was it for Civilizations. That was it. Actually, that too. All right. So you can see how much empty space there is, and your job is to fill that. And you do that by nesting games inside other games. So here we got the Bloody Inn. And inside the Bloody Inn, I have the Brazilian version of Coup. And inside the Brazilian version of Coup, we've got some promo disc, you got some scoring tiles, and hey, it's another Amigo card game. Dreisen eine zu viel. Okay, which is pretty neat. I think that's it. So, Brazilian version of Coup, Bloody Inn, with cards, tokens, money, and there we go. All of this inside Civilizations. Should we stack this up? initially, and you see what sort of space-saving measures you can have once you start nesting. Because, of course, that would be closed, and that would be closed, and then I got these other card packs here, and like 4 other games all inside this one package. That's what you need to do. Nest tightly as possible. And throw out inserts. You don't need them. You really do not need them. All right, I will bag these cards for Bloody End, bag everything else, and it all fits in the box nicely. Do we have another example here? So as I said when I started, I saved all the inserts. You got Kaleidos Jr. bought for a friend. And inside, that again had a little insert tossed because I fit an entire other game pretty much in the exact space that Kaleidos Jr. takes up. All right. Costa Ruana. And inside Costa Ruana, we've got English cards for, I believe, Wang Chen, which is the most gorgeous game in the world. Oh my God, so gorgeous. But now I can actually play it because it has English cards. Inside Pimal Flaumen, we have the Cook-Off, another Brazilian release. We have English rules for the Dome, which I did not have. Do we have anything inside the Cook-Off? Nope, just that game. How about that? I think I was unsure of that game. I haven't seen it before, so I didn't want to mess with it too much. Pimal Flaumen. All right, decks of cards. That one's less impressive, but we got Costa Ruana. And we can reassemble that. All right. And that was all that was in Kaleidos Jr. That's it. Don't waste space. Space is precious. What else do we have? Ticket to Ride expansion. Well, this is already pretty slim, but it can be slimmer. Also, my box got wrecked in the shipment, but whatever. I'll just tear it more. All right. What does it matter? I am not going to keep this, probably. I'll probably put the material inside another Time Stories. Time Stories is also in this box. I'll put in another Ticket to Ride thing. Got some English rules for previewing for a couple games coming up. Got parts for a different game, Pirates Fantasy Island, with some tiles and cards in here. All right, fit another game by throwing out the insert for the Ticket to Ride expansion. Now, one other thing you can do, of course, all the weight that comes in these games is almost primarily in cards and boards. All right, so you got to figure out what you're going to do with this. I could have taken out the board for Ticket to Ride and the cards and shoved them all in my backpack and just use that as a carry-on. In the past, I've had carry-ons over 30 or 40 pounds just because they were stacked with this brick of boards that I had taken out of other games. One problem, though, is I would take out boards in pieces and then not necessarily know where they went back because I was getting these obscure games that the list of components was kind of vague. What else do we have? Let's move some of this stuff aside. Inhabit the Earth. All right, new Richard Breeze game. What did we do here? Oh, well, we got Japanese game by Bukan about dieting. Oh, we got a bent card. I'll have to straighten that out, I hope. Got the boards. Oh, hey, Tabula Rasa. This is a used game I bought from someone while there. It's getting rid of a bunch of card games for €2, so try that out. Inhabit the Earth came with a full set of English and German cards, so I took all the German ones and I threw them away because I do not speak German, unfortunately. Ich kenne ein bisschen Deutsch, maar nicht so gut. Okay. And inside Tabula Rasa, got another card game, got another game. There we go. All right. Lots of stuff nested inside. You get the general idea of how you do things here. And you keep nesting and nesting and try to fit as much as you can. Sometimes you just can't nest very well. You got the new release Skyliners from Hans im Glück and Z-Man. Well, this one, here are pretty much the sum components for the Colt Express expansion. All right. Shrunk down to nothing. I tossed the box. I figure it'll fit in the base box at home. So there's this, and I think there are a few other components that I tucked under the insert for Skyliners because this one is actually useful or required for gameplay. So we take this out. Oh hey, here's some Colt Express horses and a deck of cards. I used to, when I first started doing this, I would take components and sort of scatter them wherever they fit, and then I try to reassemble the boxes. That was a real pain. Don't do that. I would not advise doing that. Try to keep everything within the single box, even if you have to mess it up, such as tucking it under the insert. Right? Mainly because if you start scattering things across multiple boxes, it is much, much harder to get everything back together. Of course, right now I just have a pile of 30 games in front of me. So who am I to talk about making it easier or harder to put things back together? Anything else, Eric? I don't know. What else? Another Brazilian game, Quartz. Inside that, of course, we have the rules for Heckmech Extra Worm and the pieces, because I threw away the box, because this will fit inside the regular box, along with Baranoia, along with, I don't even know what this is. Oh, a tiny micro game from Taiwanese publisher Mozi, Japanese card game Mount 10, which is plain words, of course, the Korean game Chronicler, some candy from Japan, why not? A special meeple piece so that I can make a meeple on my cappuccino by putting this on top and then sprinkling things on it. All right. There you go. That is what I can teach you, and now I must actually reassemble all this stuff. So there you go. There's a little overview on how to pack. Now, a big part of the challenge is you're going to be looking at boxes. You're going to say, what's the size of this box? Okay, what can possibly fit here? You take everything back to your hotel at night. You start punching everything out. All right, get rid of the sprues because you want to get rid of the weight. You have to do that. Well, you don't have to do that. You can pay for extra luggage weight if you want, but punch everything. Bag it. Right? If you don't read different languages, right, throw everything else. If you read only French, you throw out everything but the French language. You get rid of all this extra material. Okay, so sometimes I got small city. Inside this is the quality game Samara, extra tiles and tucked in the side for between two cities because they gave you extra tiles there. And what else? If I take out Samara, it's a little difficult. I can only pry the lid up right now. But inside Samara is actually all the components for Small City. Along with Hengist, of course. And then inside Hengist is Deterrence and Potato Man, because they fit. Right? It's your job. That's your job when you're coming back here. You got to fill this stuff in here and figure out how to do it. So you're packing constantly. Don't buy too many Cosmos-sized boxes that are all the big square, because then you can't nest any of them. Right? You got to figure this out. You got to have a plan of attack. Now you're not only buying games because they're actually the games you want, but they're the games that you can bring home affordably. Right. It's a big challenge to nest all of this giant Tetris game that you're going to play in the hotel room. Ideally not on your last night, or you will get no sleep before you go on the plane, and you will feel awful when you go on the plane. You got to do it night by night. Start punching, break things out, see what you can nest, see what you can fit, see what room you have left, right, in the case. If I'd done Hengist and I had only this, I'd be like, I could probably fit a card game in there. I should definitely... I won't pack this inside anything else yet, just to see if I can get something in here. Once you do, you start nesting and nesting. Weigh your bags with your special weight device, measuring thing, unit. I'm just spreading random words at this moment. All right. That is a little overview, possibly helpful on how you're going to get everything home from Spiel when you attend. Perhaps I will see you there in the future.